Can you see that?
I can. Good start.
So, hello everyone. I'm Tammy Danise.
And I'm Dawn Martucci, and this is Garside Girls Gabfest.
Hope you guys are all having a good day. I was really looking forward to doing this today. Just, Deed. I was thinking to myself, I cannot wait to just get on our podcast and just vent.
Yeah, today was a little bit of a doozy. This is definitely a nice venting fest that we have here. It's nice to just be able to just talk to somebody and just kind of unwind at the end of the day and talk to people that can relate to what you've gone through or what you go through on a daily basis.
For sure.
Yeah, I was looking forward to it too.
So I was trying to delve into how your day went. I mean, for me, it wasn't a bad day per se. It's just that you and I keep talking about peace stealers, people that steal our peace. And it got me to thinking, who steals my peace the most? It could be anybody in my, as the day's going on. It could be stupid little things like somebody cutting in front of me at the grocery store in the line. Or, God forbid, something like somebody hitting your car or robbing you or all those things. Like, listen,
that jumped real quick.
Yeah, I'm saying, like,
somebody hitting your car to robbing you. That went from 0 to 100.
I know, but I'm thinking, like, those things would bother you. And people would bother you. But those people aren't in your everyday life and you just, like, see them in passing. So I started thinking to myself, when do I get the most stressed out? Who stresses me out the most? And oddly enough, I want to know if you agree with this, if this is how you feel as well. The people that bring me the most joy, the people that absolutely are the air that I breathe.
They're the ones that could push your buttons.
Yes,
buttons
those are the same fuckers that steal my peace.
Absolutely.
So today, and I know that they don't realize they're doing it. I don't even think that they mean to do it. I really don't. I don't think that, it's intentional. I don't think that it's done to me. I think I'm being a little narcissistic and thinking like it has.
I think some of the people in our lives tend to be a little narcissistic as well.
Well, yeah, that too.
So that's why they don't recognize the fact that it's bothering you or it's causing you to have some type of angst because you don't even come into the equation.
You're feeling some kind of way and they don't even get it. It goes over their heads. So I always want to fix problems in my family. I feel like I have to be the problem fixer. I have to be the mediator. I have to be the go-between. And in me trying to do that, sometimes it causes worse of a problem. Like it causes more of an issue. Like for instance, today, Valentina. Valentina's my youngest. So I have 4 children. She's the youngest of the 4. And I feel like at her age, she's the one that we still have the most say-so over. So we have the most influence over. And I try to walk a fine line and let her feel that she's making her own choices and I respect her decisions. But Rock being Rock, he is obsessed with his children, all 4 of them.
Rock is her husband, Rock.
Oh, yeah, Rock's my husband. So he loves all of his children to death. But sometimes he's a little overbearing, and I get it. In his line of work, he works in law enforcement, so he gets stressed a lot easier. Plus, he's, a big Italian man from Jersey, and Rock, please don't be mad at me for saying this, but sometimes he could be a little chauvinistic. Things that he would let the boys do, our sons, he's not the same way when it comes to Valley. And she has a boyfriend. So she's 16, she has a boyfriend. That's normal progression in life, but he tries to suppress it. He tries to keep her in a bubble, and he can't. He cannot do that. And he sets these limits. Oh, well, you can only see him a certain amount of days a week. In the meantime, he would not do the same thing with Santino or when Michael was, their age. And where Santino has carte blanche to come and go as he pleases, see his girlfriend whenever he wants, which he's going to be 19. He should be allowed to do whatever he wants in that respect. He tells Valentina, oh, you saw your boyfriend, you saw Danny already twice this week. You're not seeing him again tonight. I don't agree with that, but I want to respect his feelings. So I try to be mediator. And we had Danny over last night for dinner. He brought me these beautiful flowers, by the way. So sweet of him. And
Danny, I hope you're okay with your name being mentioned here. If you're not, Tammy mentioned it anyway.
I didn't say any last names. Okay. So he, Val called and said, oh, Danny would like to take me to the movies tonight. So I said, oh, great, whatever. She told Rock, and Rock's like, nope, not tonight. You saw him 2 nights in a row. You can do it another night. And then she called me freaking out, screaming, "Mom, you better talk to your husband. I can't believe what he's doing." And as she's screaming at me, the phone is beeping in, and it's him. I'm clicking over, and he's, "You better do something about your daughter. I can't do this. I'm trying to work. I can't be bothered with this craziness." And I understand where he's coming from, but I was a 16-year-old girl too, and I understand where she's coming from. And the stress level that I can't explain how it goes from 0 to 100, where I just feel like I can't even breathe because I'm like,
let me ask this question. Do you think, and this isn't in a disrespectful way at all, it's just listening to you and then trying to take it all in and understand it. Mothers and fathers parent differently.
For sure.
We all understand and we get that. But sometimes I feel like the husbands tend to, it's more of a control thing where there's things that they don't have control over in their life, but when it comes to their household or their children, that's the one thing that they feel like they can control, and they do it even more so, and not in a negative way. I don't think they mean it in a negative way. I think
they want to take charge because they think it's a manly thing to do. That's what I think. I think that they think as the man, as the father, as the husband, as the man of the house. I mean, I wouldn't say the main provider, because obviously in this day and age we provide as well. It's not the 1950s, but he'll joke around and he'll say, "It's 1950s up here in my house." Like, he just tries to be funny about that. But I think that he has that mentality in him to feel like, I have to be in charge. I have to be the patriarch.
I don't think he's the only one. I think there's a lot of fathers and husbands out there that are like that. And as wives and mothers, it's a fine line to be able to back up your significant other when you don't agree with something that they're saying or doing. And you definitely don't want to do it in front of your kids, because then it looks like you don't have a united front. But in the same token, if you're trying to have a conversation with your husband, and you're saying to him, just when it's just the two of you, "I don't agree with what you're saying," you have to be able to hear each other out. There has to be a common ground where you compromise sometimes. I know there's definitely times with my husband where there are times when I say something, if he's in the right frame of mind and he takes it in, he'll say to me, "You know what? You're right. I didn't think of it that way." But if he's not in the right frame of mind, he's not hearing you. There's no way. He's one tracked. He only sees it one way.
That's a very true statement, because I feel like when they're past that point of no return, or they're already mad about something, or they're already agitated, they can't calm themselves down enough to hear what we're saying, or to respect the child enough to hear what they're saying, because their attitude is, "I'm the father, do what I say, that's it."
Where I still think you have to give respect to get respect, no matter what age. And a lot of people out there might not agree with me, but I
we were raised that way.
We were raised that way. Our parents always felt that they did a great job with us, enough that they could trust us to go out there and make decisions when they're not around that were good ones, and they always let us know that. I think mommy and daddy both, especially our father. My father was the most easygoing person on this earth. I don't think he ever punished me or never put his hands on us ever.
He didn't feel like just our dad. I know this is cliche and people say you're not supposed to be your child's friend. He was our best friend. He was our best friend.
You could go to him with anything. And he let you know that no problem was too big, that together we were going to handle it. He'd say, "What's the big deal? All right, we'll get through it."
Who gives a shit? That was his mean friend. Who gives a shit? We'll handle it. Don't worry about it.
He's missed so much. He is loved and missed every single day. And you can't compare people. Our husbands are different husbands than my father was. I'm sure there are times my mother will tell you my father probably wasn't the best husband, but we could always say he was the best father. He really was.
We can think of times he got chased down by her.
Oh, absolutely.
We can tell you stories that would make your head spin.
Let's tell just one for a moment. Everybody, so when we said we were going to start this podcast, so many people that know us and grew up with us said, "Are you going to tell stories about Garside Street?"
Or your dad.
And Garside Girls, again, the name comes from the street we grew up in Newark. And so many things happened on Garside Street over the years. And these are stories that we've been telling for 100 years. So people are like, "You have to tell this story and you have to tell that story." So I remember there was one particular time my mother and father had an argument. Who knows what it was over? My father probably did something to push her buttons, and my mother, being my mother, would take it well over the top.
She loved to bust her balls, and she took the bait every time.
Every time. And I think she'll even say now there were definitely times where she took it to a whole nother level because she couldn't even get out of her own way.
I can think of 5 off the top of my head right now.
But I remember they had a fight, and my dad walked out the front door, and that used to drive her insane. Like, you couldn't leave her.
Stay and fight.
You had to stay and fight. You had to hear her out. And he started going down the street, and here she came behind him with a knife. She had a knife.
And she was in her robe.
And she was in her robe. And so he started running. So she started running. And my mother and I did nails in our basement on Garside Street. And actually, I'm very sorry because I thought it was the day that Maria Estevez came in for her nails, but it wasn't. I think we were a little bit younger. So there was a corner store.
Who owned the store.
And it was called Estevez Grocery. And they were a mother and father, and they had 3 daughters. And we actually saw one of the daughters the other day after all these years. Oh my God, that was so awesome to see her after all these years. So they were in their store, and there were glass windows. We would go to the store every day. And as my dad was running down the street to get away from my mother, they went past the store window. And then a few minutes later, they see my mother chasing after him, but they didn't see the knife. And they said later on, like a couple of days later, "Oh, how nice! I saw you and your husband jogging together."
No, well, she said to Daddy. Oh, she said to Daddy, "That's so nice that you and Nancy jogged together." In the meantime, my mother had a knife out of the butcher block this big, and she was wearing a robe. Just so you know.
But I don't think they took notice of that. But that was just, again, different folks, different relationships. Everybody's relationships are what they are. While my parents may have had ups and downs and craziness, they loved each other so much. You always knew that. You always felt that as kids growing up in our house, that our mom and dad loved each other. Whether they were fighting and killing each other, or whether they were hugging and kissing, which was a lot of the time.
To your point, though, that's what when I think that, like, I want my kids' takeaways to be as they get older. I want them to think, wow, Mommy and Daddy really loved each other, or Mommy and Rocco really loved each other. Like, they always made time for each other. They were always affectionate. They were always loving. Like, I wouldn't want my household to be a household. Like, listen, I want to keep it real. I don't want it to be a household of, like, we're not Donna Reed's family.
It's not Father Knows Best.
It's not exactly. But
I don't know anybody's is.
No. And anybody that says they are is a fucking liar. I have to be honest. They're full of shit. We don't believe them. All the people that pretend, they're the worst ones. Just like my husband, I say to him all the time, please, you need to give Val a little bit more freedom, because, be honest, when we were kids, the girls that weren't allowed to do anything, they were the ones that were always in trouble. They were fast and loose. They were sneaking out of their house.
They were getting drunk. Listen, that's not to say we were angels and we didn't drink
but we did it within reason. This is no lie, and I shouldn't tell the story, but I will. When we were 16, we had fake ID just like everybody else, and our mother.
Chicago's in Lodi on Tuesday nights. Saturday nights, Tuesday nights.
I actually said this to you, Gene.
Joey's in Clifton on Monday nights.
I saw him at that Jenkins.
Ashley's, I think, was Wednesdays, right?
No, Thursdays. Ashley's was Thursdays, or Shooters. You could have went to Shooters in Hoboken. But we had fake ID, and our mother on a Tuesday night.
Next show, I'm bringing out my VIP cards.
I told Eugene I want to have him on, and he said that he would definitely come on, which is great. That would be so fun. So on a Tuesday night, she would say, you can go out, you can go to Chicago's, but you have to have all of your homework done. You have to be home by 1 because you have school the next day, and you can only have 1 drink. And my right hand to God, I swear to God, I would only have 1 drink. Sometimes I might not get home by 1, but
what about the time she called in the bomb threat?
So
when we were 16 years old, our mother got pregnant with our baby. Our mother and father got pregnant with our baby brother Anthony. So we're 16 years older than him. And when my mother was pregnant, she was super hormonal. And this one particular Tuesday, she decided we weren't going to be allowed.
We weren't allowed to go after she let us go so many other times.
To Chicago's and Lodi. And for whatever reason, she just kept saying, no, you're not going. So me being the rebellious one, Tammy was always the one that was always a scaredy cat.
Goody two-shoes.
She was a little bit of a goody two-shoes. But me, I was like, no, well, we're going. So I said to her, come on, let's just go. And she's like, but we're going to get in trouble. I said, so we'll get in trouble when we come back. Let's just go. And my mother said, if you walk out that door, you watch what I do. And sure enough, we left to go to Chicago's and Lodi, and we're there. We're dancing, music playing.
We were having a good old time.
We were having the best time. And then all of a sudden, the music stopped. And they said that they had to evacuate the whole place. My mother called in a bomb threat. Yes, she did.
Yeah, it's statute of limitations. It's
many years ago.
Many moons ago. At least 30 years ago. More than that.
Oh, it's more than 30.
More than 30.
It's got almost 35, the baby.
Yeah. So, she showed us, boy. But we still had a good time until she did.
We did. The point being, though, for the most part, especially our father, they trusted us to make good decisions while we were outside of the house. And
We
you know,
didn't
they
want to
weren't
let them down.
strict.
We didn't want to
Yeah.
let them down because
Yeah.
you know what? They respected us enough to let us do what we wanted to. So we wanted to make sure that we didn't ruin that trust or ruin that respect. So that's what I want, that type of relationship with my kids. And I think for the most part we have that type of relationship with our kids.
Absolutely.
And not to badmouth our husbands, because my husband is an amazing father. He loves with every ounce of him. He's a big giant teddy bear. He cries quicker than I do when it comes to the kids, and being, sentimental and loving them so
Mine's
much.
the same.
Yes, they do. I think that they're just scared.
I only have one child. My son Frankie. He's not a child. He's a young man. He's 22 years. He'll be 22 years old this year, and he's everything to my husband.
Yes, I feel like they've seen so much in life, and they're just so scared.
They just want the best.
They just want to keep
but
them.
the
in a bubble,
delivery
and they
isn't
can't.
always the best.
No, it certainly is not. So so today that was my stress level, getting phone calls from both of them. Talk to your husband, talk to your daughter, and I was like, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, I can't even take this right now. Like, I understand both sides of it, and I just want them to find a happy medium. I feel like, so in talking about peace stealers, the people that you love the most, my takeaway,
I couldn't agree
the
more.
ones that steal your peace the most.
I couldn't agree more. And I think it's because we love them so much that we get hurt 10 times or 100 times more when it's someone that would
between love and
absolutely it is. You could wake up in the best mood possible. Glass is half full. You see it as half full when you first get up. You try your best.
You try.
Listen,
you
I
wake up
do
with
try.
a good outlook.
And there's some mornings, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not as young as I used to be. So even getting out of the bed and opening your eyes, everything hurts, everything aches, and you're trying to find the energy because God knows I do not have the energy that I used to have.
No.
And so you know that the day that you're going to have ahead of you, especially if you have a job like mine where it's very demanding and it can be very stressful. And so I knew I had a list a mile long. So it's like any little thing that happens to veer off the normal path or the calm path definitely sets you off. So you try your best. And whether, to your point, whether it be a stranger because you ran to the post office and something happened, or you're still in your home and, the individuals in your house and your husband or your son or your family are in a mood. We tend to pick it out on the ones closest to us, whether we mean to or not. I think it's just always the easy outlet.
Yeah.
And I think it goes, it goes both ways. None of us are perfect. I think we all do our share, but it's definitely really challenging when you're trying your best and trying to give 100% and somebody just takes the wind out of your sails, whether it be a family member or a stranger.
I feel like we need to start trying to think of ways to calm us down and get our peace back. Pull it back in a little, rein it in, be like, it's mine, I'm taking it back, you're not taking it from me. So in saying that, what things do you like to do to calm yourself down just a little bit?
I love to read, but I really don't get much of an opportunity to sit down with a book. The only time that I do is on vacation. I love getting massages. We did that on Sunday, which was super, super nice when we were in Atlantic City.
Dawn was nice enough to invite me to Atlantic City for the weekend, and we had a time. We had a good time.
We had a really good time. But also, like, summertime's here. Happy place. Being at the Jersey Shore. There's nothing like it, and it some of it is like exactly what you see on TV with the Jersey Shore show, and then other parts of it are very family oriented. We've been going to the Jersey Shore since we were born, with all of our family.
Well, do you remember that meme I sent you the other day? It was the cutest meme.
But it was true.
Yes, it was so true. It was a picture of going over the bridge.
The Toms River Bridge. Yes. The bridge from Toms River into Seaside Heights. And it's literally, as you're going over the bridge, you feel like you're leaving everything behind you.
That feeling, like, just literally, and I posted it. I posted that meme, and so many people commented and said that they understood totally what that meant and that feeling. And if you're not from Jersey and you're not, you didn't grow up going to the Jersey Shore, you might not understand it. But it's just this feeling of, like, peace from when you were a little girl.
Smell. There's a smell.
You roll down the windows. You have to roll your windows down.
Angelo said that. Our brother Angelo said it the other day. It's like, as soon as I'm going over the bridge, I roll down your windows.
Well, I roll down my window.
Those are some of the things I like to do. I love to cook, at my own leisure. Like when my husband and I had restaurants and pizzerias, and so it's different when you have to do it, and that's how you're making a living. So you have no choice, as opposed to doing it at your leisure and doing it for friends are coming over and you're throwing a little dinner party, which we both love to do that. That I genuinely enjoy doing. I love entertaining. I love shopping.
Themes. We love doing
Themed parties. We should have
So
been
fun.
party planners
So
in our
fun.
next life. That's what we'll do.
Yes, definitely. I feel like in my next life, I want to be a party planner.
We love to, flower arrangements. Putting
Yes.
that's something else too that's very calming to me.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy putting together flower arrangements. So every week
Charcuterie boards.
I go and I buy my flowers and I put arrangements all
Mhm.
over the house. Nothing super crazy.
Want to know what I did today?
By the way, I buy my flowers in Lidl. Sometimes the farmer's
the
market.
cheapy places are the
And
best.
the ShopRite has beautiful flowers. I don't spend tons of money on them. I maybe
Lidl has the
spend
best ones, I think.
$60.
Oh, and Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's
has great flowers too.
Yeah, shout out to Trader Joe's because they have really cute arrangements. But do you want to know what I did today to get some of my peace back?
What'd you do?
I'm not even embarrassed to say it. I get 30 minutes for lunch. So you know what I did? It was a beautiful day. I went over to my trunk, popped the trunk, got out my beach chair, and sat right in the parking lot of my place of
Good
business.
for you.
And you know what? I got some weird stares, but I didn't give a shit. I closed my eyes and I sat in that beach chair and I pretended I was at the beach. And it worked for a few
Felt
minutes.
good, right?
It felt good. It really did. And I said, you know what? It's something little, but I was able to take back some of my peace and it really did feel good.
Did it re-energize you?
It certainly did.
It made it so you could go back inside.
Correct. That is correct. I was able to go back in with, a good outlook and where I work can be sad sometimes. And sometimes, it takes a lot out of you, but also on the other side of the coin, you have to make people feel good. So what I do for a living, I'm the first face that they usually see. I'm a reception coordinator. So when they see me, I just want to, make their day feel good and make them, put them their minds at ease and that type of thing. So I feel like I have to put on a happy smile, whether I'm not feeling it inside or not. I have to just put that facade on of like, everything's great, everything's fine. And inside I'm like, I'm fucking losing my mind. But I have to have an outward appearance.
You're a
not
good
feeling
actress
like that.
then at times.
Oh my God, I should have been an actress, 1000%. And so that little bit of re-energizing myself sitting in that parking lot really freaking helped me. It really did.
I do something similar. We have a hammock right outside our back door.
I love your hammock.
And it's
You
comfortable.
got a comfy hammock.
But if the sun is out, which lately it hadn't been, it was
Mm-hmm.
raining for quite a bit. But if the sun is out, sometimes during the middle of the day, I'll take 5 minutes for myself. Get away from the computer. Just walk outside, lay on the hammock just for 5 minutes and let the sun sit on my face. And to your point, I could definitely see where you're coming from. Well, the sun didn't shine on my face, not sit on my face. Shine on my face. Your mind's always in the gutter.
Well, that's another thing now. I better not. I better not say that. But yeah, like sometimes, having a drink works or just a little playtime with your hubby. That works too. Whatever it takes. But yeah,
TMI.
It's TMI, but that's true. Like sometimes that will calm me down as well. Thank you, Rocco. I love you.
That brings up another topic. Like being in relationships for so long and how do you keep it interesting?
Oh God,
I've been with my husband for
forever.
32 years. And so, truth be told, we met in 93. We were married in 2001.
Holy
We
crap.
had our son Frank in 2003. We got divorced in 2009.
She's not lying.
And then we remarried in 2020. So that's definitely a long time together. A lot of memories, a lot of ups and downs. But I'd like to think that after 32 years, we're still interested in one another, which is nice to be able to say that.
Yeah,
And
Rock and I have
no
been
easy
together
feat.
over 20 years, almost 21, 22 years now. And same, besides hanging with you, there is nobody that I love having fun with more than Rocco. I can honestly say that. We still make time for each other. We still find time to do things as a family, which gets harder and harder as the kids get older because you want them to spend time with you. And there's nothing I love more and no better feeling than having the six of us, the four kids, me and Rock together doing something. But it gets harder and harder as they get older because they have their own lives. So I love doing things with them, but I also feel like it's so important to have alone time, just me and Rock. And he feels the same way. And I love when he thinks of something fun to do or I think of something fun to do. And we just say, you know what? We're doing this just me and you today. The kids aren't coming. Nobody else is coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'm definitely guilty of not making enough time to do that. And I'm trying to get better about it because as time went on and we got busier and busier, whether it's my full-time job or we have a water heater and plumbing business, it takes up a lot of both of our time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But you have to make time for each other.
Yes. Well, because I feel like making time for each other too brings peace. It does. It brings a certain peace, and it brings you back to how you felt when you first met.
Yeah.
Not all the time. There are times when,
you want to kill each other.
Yes, when you want to kill each
100%.
other. Like, there's no middle ground. I always say there's no middle ground. Either I'm madly, madly in love with Rock, or I just want to punch his face in. But
I get that.
luckily, it's more that I'm madly in love feeling, and I'm happy to say, and I'm happy to say that, because,
Well, that's how she's feeling today.
Today, yeah. Today I'm looking forward to watching our show together. We've been watching this show Blind Spot. I don't know if anybody watches it. It's really, really good.
I haven't watched. I don't
really
get an
good
opportunity to watch TV often. Usually when I do, it's really late at night, and I'll definitely watch the housewife shows because those are my guilty pleasures. I definitely like.
Which one is on right now? I don't even.
Atlanta is on, and then they
that
do a lot of reruns of like OC and those. But then I also love all like the
The
murder
reruns are
mysteries.
good.
Well, I love all the murder mystery shows, and another 48 hours. I love seeing how stupid people are and how they like rat each other out, and how the cops back them into a corner, and I'm like, and you see them doing it, and you're like, don't open your mouth, you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
But like people, I guess like I have this mentality of thinking like East Coast people are a little bit more street smart and wiser. That
Midwest.
show, yeah. What about that show I showed you?
Oh no, that was.
Wait, what was it called again?
It was the Bob Birch told story.
Yeah, Bob Birch told. But what was it called?
In Plain Sight.
Taken in
plain sight or something like that. Yeah.
My mouth hit the floor. It was hanging to the floor. I called Dawn.
Tell them what it was about.
Yes. So I told her she had to come over. I'm like, you need to come over and watch this right now because you're not going to believe this. So basically, and I might be telling it totally wrong, but back in, I think it was like late 70s, early 80s, I think it was 70s, there was this guy, Bob Birchtold, dirty, filthy pedo. He infiltrated this family. How? I don't understand it, because I'm thinking, oh my God, like, didn't they realize this? There was a mom and dad. I think they were like Midwest, and they had 3 daughters. He moved into the neighborhood with his wife and his own children, and he befriended them.
I'm hitting the flowers. Go ahead.
Oh,
They're getting
sorry.
stuck in your hair.
Oh, well, it's my big fro. So he befriended the family, and he had an obsession with Jan, their daughter, who was, I want to say maybe 10.
She was young.
She was like 10 years old. And he would ask to take just her horseback riding. Didn't a light go off in your head? Didn't
sick.
you say? Yeah,
the parents were just as sick. I can't sit there and say, oh, they're stupid and naive. I can't even imagine.
But the worst part of it all was he even seduced the parents. He had something
after seducing her and running off with her to Mexico. Then they talked him into coming back with her and told him
he seduced the mother before he left, but when he came back.
Oh, I didn't realize that he had seduced her before.
Yeah, so he had something going with the mother, and then that's because he blackmailed her basically, and only said he would come back if
they promised not to press charges, and he wasn't going to get in trouble. But he still carried on a relationship with their daughter. He
kidnapped her again.
Didn't he marry her like in Mexico or something
weird like that?
And then came back and had a relationship with the father.
And they interviewed the real parents, Jan, like the whole. And
if you haven't seen it, just for shock value,
you have to watch it.
It's called the Bob Birch Told Story, and I think it might be Taken in Plain Sight. May have been
something like that. Yeah. But I said to myself, not to be mean, and I'm not trying to judge anyone from the Midwest. You guys are all such nice, loving people. We're too fucking cynical on the East Coast. If somebody ever asked to take my daughter horseback riding by herself, I would be in jail. I would have knocked them the fuck out. Like, I don't understand it. It's just so shocking to me.
But that's how those kind of people get away with things like that. They know who they can get away with.
They pick targets. Yeah, they groom people and they pick targets. But anyway, that was a really good one. That one was just, I couldn't stop watching it.
There are so many things we love to watch, and so you'll hear about our opinions on different things.
And we have opinions.
And we have tons of them. I mean, and please, by all means, let us know what you want to hear, or if there's something that we have talked about that it resonates with you, or you don't agree with us. Either way, I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts. I think we're going to sign off for now, but we definitely have tons of more topics, and you'll see lots of more episodes, and I hope that you're enjoying hearing our stories as much as we are enjoying talking about them.
Yes, it's very therapeutic for us, and we look forward to hanging with you guys again soon.
And we have 2 parting taglines.
We certainly do.
You can tell them the first one.
Don't let anybody steal your peace. You'll hear us talk about peace a lot. It's very important to us.
And mine is mind your own business. I kept saying mind your own fucking business, but my husband said it sounds a little vulgar and filthy. He asked me to stop saying potty words, so I'm not going to say them anymore. Just mind your own business. Stay in your own lane.
Stay in your own lane. That's a good one. I love that. Stay in your own lane.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.